Oh, no. Why did it get refused? Do they tell you why it gets rejected?
The only reason they give, it's indicated on some page, is that they think she might not return. I went to the city hall here to ask for more information, and I remember the lady saying, "You have no chance, it will never succeed."
Hello and welcome back to Living Abroad. Today I have two wonderful people, Hans and Angelica, and we're going to get the story of Angelica's journey to Belgium. So, how are you guys?
Hello, Alex.
Great. Angelica, tell me, how long have you been in Belgium now?
I've been here for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And what are your first
Yeah.
impressions so far?
My first impression, it was good. It's nice. The people here are so warm and friendly.
That's great. So, Hans, tell
Yeah.
us how you guys met, in case people don't know your story.
Yes, actually, I met you about 1 year ago, accidentally.
Mhm.
We met at Pina Heart at the dating site I'm running. I will not repeat everything, but we met about 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we were not launched yet, Angelica suddenly signed up on the site. We started chatting, and this is the result here.
Okay, so now tell me a little bit about the difficulties of her coming to Belgium. From my understanding, it wasn't that easy. So start from the beginning and tell me how long it took, what was the process, anything you want to share for someone that wants to bring their partner back to their home country.
Yes, that might be interesting for some other people watching. Actually, first I had to take the decision to marry in the Philippines or in Belgium. Um, Everything was focused on the highest chance for her to be able to come to Belgium. And I thought, because there's a large age gap of 33 years between us, that it would be best to marry first in the Philippines, so they would see we're serious, and that we would have a bigger chance of her to get a visa to come to Belgium.
Okay.
Actually, we started by making or applying for tourist visa, so she could first see our country,
Mhm.
and we could live some time together. Actually, we did 3 applications, and they were all refused.
Oh, no. Why did it get refused? Do they tell you why it gets rejected?
The only reason they give, it's indicated on some page, is that they think she might not return.
Yeah.
Oh, even for a tourist visa, you mean, or for the spousal visa? What kind of visa?
Just actually a tourist visa.
Okay.
Um, Actually, later on, I understood the correct visa should be a visit visa, which is the same visa C type,
Yeah.
which we also asked for, but it was also refused.
I see.
So it became clear that asking for a short-term visa would lead to nothing. And that's why we took the decision last year to ask for a family reunion visa.
Okay.
Um, I went to the city hall here to ask for more information, and I remember the lady saying, "You have no chance, it will never succeed."
Wow.
Yes, that was very, very motivating. But we did it anyway, because if we would want to appeal or complain or whatever, we could not do it before doing the application itself, of course.
Yeah.
So we did it, and I made a huge file with every detail of our life together. And against my expectations, she was accepted
That's
and
amazing and
refused.
congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. But it was not easy.
Yeah,
No, it was
Angelica,
not easy.
tell me some, aside from having to wait for so long, what were some of the most difficult things from your side of things?
Yeah. Aside from waiting, you have to get these documents, and I have to ask him the documents needed because there are a lot of additional documents they are asking for.
Okay,
It's
I
almost
see.
a never-ending story.
Yeah.
They want proof of the place where you
Yes.
live.
Yes.
They want an official list who is living in the house. They want proof of income of the last 6 months. They want a paper explaining how you manage your finances when you're living together.
Yeah.
Of course, any payments done between the two of us, photos, proof of marriage,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop. Well, I can understand they're asking for a lot of papers, but sometimes it was about 86 pages I sent it off.
That's a lot of pages. Now, did you use some kind of service or did you do the entire application by yourself?
I did
It's
everything
with DIY.
DIY,
Okay.
yes. I did everything myself because I have some experience with lawyers, and actually, it's just a question of following the rules and
Okay.
sticking to it. So I did everything myself.
Yeah.
I see. Now, for those of us that want to obviously date somebody or marry somebody in the Philippines, what advice do you have so people maybe are not so discouraged from your story? Any tips you can give, I think, will be helpful.
In order to obtain a visa, you mean after you're in a relationship, or
Just, yeah, the whole visa process, because now you've been through it, and just let us know what do you think is the most important thing, perhaps.
okay, I can only talk for Europe,
Okay.
as I'm living in Europe, of course. Um, the first, I would like to say, it's nothing is sure and nothing is unsure. It's like a little bit casino.
Yeah,
So there are people denied who have a very good
Yeah.
profile. There are
Yeah.
people allowed who have a bad profile. So the logic is not always there.
I
Of
see.
course, if your file is completely broken, you will not succeed. But I would say we are the living proof. I would say just do it and make a very detailed file. The more details, the better. And
Okay.
and then maybe you have to be lucky regarding the person who will check the file.
Yep.
And we are the living proof that we can succeed even if the file was not maybe 100% perfect.
I
Yeah.
understand. Okay. So
And we did
basically,
a lot of research before doing it.
that's smart. Yeah, research helps, right? Because you want to be sure
Yeah.
that you have everything. All right, Angelica, I want to know a little bit more about Peanut Heart. So when you saw Hans, tell me what really, because I'm curious, what interested you about him? Why did you guys start talking? What did you like about him when you talked online? Tell me some insights about your first impressions of Hans.
Yeah. First, I'm not so interested with this site, the dating
Hmm.
site, but since my college friend invite me or asked me to install this app, and then she made the account for me, and then that it started.
That's where the journey
I
began.
made an account, and then he's the first one who wrote at me.
Okay, so he's a lucky
The
winner, the
first and the
first guy,
last.
Yeah,
first and the last.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course. And Hans, tell me some things about, Angelica being in Belgium with you right now. What has that been like the first 3 weeks? Tell me about your experience with her being there.
The first shock, let's say, was when she was arriving at the airport. It was like surreal because I didn't expect it. We had already traveled in Thailand and Hong Kong and some other places. So, but to see her really arriving here was like it was hard to believe. So I was extremely happy. And since then, we've visited several cities. We've cooked a lot. We are trying to absorb the whole European culture, and I think she likes it. But maybe it's better she tells it herself.
Yeah, you're right. I like it here. As I said a while ago, the people here are so friendly, welcoming,
And
and then he's so good and kind than
and
I
That,
expected.
and she loves the Belgian chocolate.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, of course, right?
yeah.
Okay. That's great. Now, what's next for you two? Hans, what's the next when it comes to what's the next step when it comes to like documents and legal matters, anything like that?
Okay. So after her arrival, we had to announce ourselves at the city hall within 7 days. We've done that. We
Okay.
had an interview, a separated interview. First, he had to talk with those people for about 45 minutes. And then I had an interview. To be honest, they were a bit surprised about the age gap. So they asked a
Yeah.
lot of questions.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I was lucky because the woman interviewing me, her brother also is married to someone and they have an age gap of 22 years or so.
I see. Okay.
So she could imagine that it is possible.
Yeah.
But still, they were a bit surprised. And again, she repeated twice that I'm so surprised she got her visa. So I was really happy. Okay, but this interview was finished. As we are completely honest, nothing to hide. I think this was very successful. And then the next thing was the checking of our living conditions and the address.
Yeah.
So we had 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a police officer coming. It's a standard procedure to see if she's really living here, if nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
And that has been finished, and I'm expecting within several days to get a resident card for her, and that will be right away for 5 years. So
That's
we are very
amazing.
close to getting this card.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, your story is very nice to hear from me personally. I met you both, like you said, last year, and I think this is motivational for a lot of people that want to reunite and bring their loved ones to Europe, Canada, the US. So thank you guys and congratulations. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I would say to your viewers, maybe just be patient, and while you're waiting for a visa, have some travel together, do some traveling together, and when the procedure is finished, if everything is genuine, normally you should get.
Sounds great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Hans and Angelica. Let me know what you think of this story. And as she mentioned, they met through Pina Hard. So go ahead and check out Pina Hard, the only site I trust in the Philippines when it comes to dating. Actually, in the next video, I'm going to sit down with Hans and ask some in-depth questions about the site and what makes them different from all the other sites that are out there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.